And somebody asked me a question every day. I forward you these questions every day. I send you a question, and today's question is this: if achievement is so much fun, then why chase enlightenment? Huh? Ashok Maheshwari, isn't it true that many people say, "Maja karo, maja, maja"? Huh? बॉम्बे नगर में मजा करो. अगर इतना मजा मजा है तो ये सभी क्यों चाहिए? मोक्ष वोक्ष क्यों चाहिए? If achievement is so much fun, then why enlightenment? I would like to change the question. If you can be a billionaire, then will you settle for being a millionaire? If you can be a billionaire, then will you settle for a millionaire? I'm talking for those people who live with numbers. No, every millionaire has a dream of becoming a billionaire. Those people who have not understood the meaning of enlightenment, they are happy with achievement. When you come to know that enlightenment is happiness multiplied 1 million times, a millionaire may not be happy, but an enlightened soul is in Ananda. A millionaire experiences fear, worry, stress, anxiety. But the one in Sat Chit Anand has no fear, no worry, no anxiety. Why can I tell you this with conviction? I can tell you this with conviction because I have gone through both. I have gone through the journey of achievement and I have traversed the path of enlightenment. I have reached that state of realization where I understand how beautiful it is to be in that state of bliss, of Sat Chit Anand. And every day, our question answer sessions are meant to take us one step forward. I tell some of you, even if you can't come on the video, don't miss a call. Because every call is a connection to the previous call and the next call. This is like boiling water to make a cup of tea. You don't stop the boiling. You don't boil one day and stop boiling one day and boil one day and stop. The tea will never get made. This tea is the tea of enlightenment. That we want enlightenment. And I can only assure you that the bliss, the anand of enlightenment, oh my God, it is something that cannot be explained in words. How can we explain in words? No, we cannot explain in words because it is so amazing, because it is so beautiful, it is so amazing that it can't be explained in words. It's it's like telling me, can you please tell me how much water is there in the ocean? Can you tell me how much water is there in the ocean? How can you tell? Somebody may give a vague explanation. Somebody may give some kind of approximate number. But my dear friends, that's why it's called, you know what? It's called Sukh Ka Sagar. It's called Sukh Ka Sagar means Bridget, Sukh Ka Sagar means the ocean of bliss. The bliss is so much, it's like an ocean. And some people are trying to fill their happiness with buckets. How can you fill your happiness with buckets? Buckets cannot fill the happiness of Sat Chit Anand, cannot equate the happiness of enlightenment. So, my dear friends, what did I do before I start the question answer session, administrator? Let me leave a point with this group. When I was 40 years old, my guru, my mentor, I went to him and I told him, I want to reduce my business by 75%. He said, do it. Then one day I told him, I've got an offer. I've got a golden offer, but I have to shut down my entire business. I have a fantastic offer. He said, do it. Little did I know that I was leaving the highway of achievement and taking an exit into the launch towards enlightenment. Little did I know that I will have so much peace, so much joy, so much bliss that money cannot buy. Money cannot buy, my friends. What can money buy? Money can buy it can buy a bed, cannot buy sleep. Money can buy a diamond ring, it cannot buy love. No, money cannot buy you happiness. Money can at most buy you pleasures, nothing more than pleasure. So with that note, every day, I would like to share with you some tips which will help you achieve: one, the ultimate goal; two, to realize you are the soul; three, to transcend suffering of the body, misery of the mind, agony of the ego. Every day, my goal is to help you. I can't do it for you. I don't want to give you any lies. I am not one person who will say, oh, you come to me and I will do everything for you. No. I believe that we should be honest. You have to walk the path. I can show you the road. I can tell you how to walk. I can ask you what to carry. I can tell you what to leave behind. And I can be absolutely honest with you how to attain that state of enlightenment, how to be happy, how to overcome misery, how to attain God, how to get the purpose of life. All these answers come on that one achievement of realization. Thank you for your patience. Administrator, question one.
Sudeep.
Sudeep Bhargava. Can you talk, Sudeep? You're a dentist, I believe. Or would you like to read out the question? I think he wants us to read the question. He's in a dentist. So let us read the question. The question from Sudeep says, see, this is called bhakti. Sudeep is sitting in the dentist, but he's still there with his tooth being attended to by the dentist, but he's on the call. My question today is, how can we control the senses and make them inwards? Sudeep, this is one of the toughest questions that you can ask. Because these senses are like horses. एक घोड़ा को कैसे, Krishna, what did Krishna say in the Bhagavad Gita? The five senses are like the five horses of the chariot. They, unko lagam lagana hai. You have to put the reins. You have to control the horses. How do you control a horse? One, you put the rein. Two, you tame them. You tame the horse. So, Deep, have you heard of a wild horse? And have you heard of a tourist horse? A tourist horse will not take the tourist wild and make him fall off the back because he has been trained. So what do, Sudeep? You train your senses. You make your eyes mellow. It's in English, there's a beautiful term called you mellow down your eyes. You're forcing me to tell you that shairi which I wrote 25 years ago. Sudeep, you know the shairi, right? When I could not control my eyes, what did I tell God? I told God, तूने नजर जो दी वो है कमाल की, नजर तो लगती है कभी हसीनों की, अगर नजर ये लग गया किसी तरह तो चीज होती वो हासिल है फिर अपनी, इसीलिए नजर झुकी, ना देखूं तो न दिल लगी, बस देखता तुझे रहूं, हासिल हो फिर इच्छा मेरी. So you keep नजर को झुकाना, just like नजर को झुकाना, जीभ, the tongue is a dangerous element. Some people don't tandoori chicken meat. I want fried fish with tartar sauce or fried fish. I want calamari. I want lobster. Then you can't stop it. People, the last, did I tell you, Sanjay Das, did I tell you the last meal I ate of a meal? Did I tell you what I ate? The last non-vegetarian meal I ate was a bowl of frog legs. I ate it, and I'm telling you, I enjoyed it so much. I was in Jakarta in a place called Pacenogang, and I ate at least 100 frog legs. Means I must have killed 25 frogs by that one meal. But I gave up from that day. From that day, I gave up because I told my tongue, no more, Mr. Tongue. Sudeep, tell your senses no more. Tell your eyes, jhuk jao. Put your eyes down. Let your ears not go towards the lust of the noise. Let your nose not smell sensual smells. Let the tongue not become a slave to what it wants. Let the skin not become enamored by what it touches. These are the 5 dangerous aspects, the 5 senses. You have to mellow down the senses through the control of the mind in the divine consciousness of the soul. So this is a method. I've given you a new formula. Your question has led to a new formula. I don't know when it will become a book because it's a new idea. But the 5 senses, you know the other story, no, Sudeep? I've told you, I don't think there's too many questions. Let me tell you the other story. Was it, who was the Swami? That he was in love with a girl. And one day he went running to that girl in the rains, and it was Tufan tha. And he saw her in the first floor, and he saw that she had left a rope to climb. He caught the rope and climbed, and when she climbed, he went up. She told him, I had gone to sleep. How did you come? How did you come up in the rain? How did you, because the door was closed. How did you reach me? He said, you only left the rope. She said, I never left the rope. When they went out to see, it was not a rope, it was a snake. He had caught the snake and he had climbed up. And she told him, अरे अगर प्रभु के लिए इतना प्यार होता तो बेड़ा पार हो जाता. He removed his eyes. Surdas. It is one of the story of, they called him Surdas, whether he was the real Surdas. There are 2, 3 Surdases. So Sudeep, that is, I can go on and on, but I gave you a few examples because of the importance of this question. Let us learn, if we want God, if we want happiness, if we want peace, if we want fulfillment, let us not be slaves of our senses. Because if you are a slave of your senses, you will go to your grave with tears in your eyes. You will come back to this world again and again and again. You will not attain moksha, enlightenment, nirvana. Learn to be a master of your senses. Next question, Administrator.
Rajkumar Mohana.
Rajkumar, are you asking or should we read?
No, I'll ask it.
Yes, sir.
Shivam where?
Shivam, Rajkumar.
Yeah. So my question is that why self-love is important?
Self-love is important because you yourself are God. You yourself, because you are a manifestation of God. When you realize I am not I am the Atma. Atma is the Paramatma. First, you must love yourself. You must learn to respect yourself. You must learn to count your blessings. Look at your, you should open your eyes and you should look and say, wow, what beautiful eyes I have. And you should look at your tongue and say how it can taste. You should appreciate yourself. You should look at the mirror and say, God, see what have you created. So self-love is as important as love for one and all. Yeah. Self-love should not be more than loving others.
It will not develop some sort of selfishness or ego.
No. Therefore, in the rainbow, if there's a beautiful book, it's called True Love is Bliss, Not Just a Kiss. It talks about the rainbow of love. VIBGYOR. The rainbow of love starts when a small child is born. The child loves its mother and father. That is violet love. Then in school, we love our friends. It's indigo love. Tomorrow is Friendship Day. Friendship Day blooms on indigo love. I stands for indigo. Then comes B. B is blue love, is romantic love. When we are young children, we fall in love at first sight, it's blue. Then green love is self-love. G-Y-O-R. Green love is self-love. Then
Okay.
Y, yellow love is emotional love. Sorry,
Right.
yellow love is intellectual love. You
Okay.
love with intellect to intellect. O, orange is emotional love. And
Right.
red is erotic love, what you call sexual love. So that
Okay.
is the one of the 7 colors of the rainbow of love.
Bibgyor. It's Bibgyor.
So self-love, Rajkumar, is very important, but you must understand, don't just love the skin, love the divine that is within.
Right.
Realize your true self. You are a manifestation of God. You are
Right.
God. Learn to love the God that you are.
Okay. Right. Thank you.
Thank you, Rajkumar.
Thank
Next, please.
Kumaraswamy.
Kumar Swami, Shivoham Kumar Swami.
Shivam, sir. Actually, the question asked by Sudeep one, so how to control the senses. So what I understood is by bhakti and love only is possible control the senses and the mind. Because the mind, the thing is mind is creating all those things. So if you have a lot of bhakti in your heart and hriday mein, so automatically the senses and mind will come to a control. What that is my thinking
No.
and
My dear Kumar Swami, let me recall and let me take your attention to some cases. Then you will agree. I know that you are a man who is a genuine seeker. So let me explain to you. Okay, ready?
Okay.
There were in the last 2000 years, there were the biggest bhaktas of bhaktas, the biggest sannyasis and the yogis of the world. If you remember, they used to be sitting in bhakti and dhyana. And because they were tested, a beautiful apsara would come naked and dance in front of them. Now you remember this story or you don't remember this story?
I know, Vishwamitra.
In some cases, when the person has got full consciousness, they are not tempted by such a person, such a dancer. But in many cases, they fall and they fail. So please understand, taming the senses, what you say is correct. We need bhakti. We need love for God, but we must also control the senses. This is called sama dama upariti. Sama dama upariti means, sama means controlling the mind. Dama means controlling the senses. And upariti, if you remember Kumar Swami, upariti means when the enemy is coming close to you, withdraw like a tortoise. You remember me telling you this? Like
Okay.
a tortoise, when you see, suppose I'm giving you an example. Suppose I was madly in love with masala dosa. Simple masala dosa, I was madly in love. When I'm coming near MTR only, I close the door of my window of my car and I close myself. I don't want to be tempted. Because if I go inside MTR means I will eat rava idli and ghee idli and masala dosa and rava dosa and finished. All my tapasya will be gone. So this is just an example I'm giving you. So yes, bhakti is important, but Kumar Swami, we have to tame the senses. Please remember, the senses can destroy enlightenment. We must tame the senses. Bhakti you keep, but also please be careful of the senses. You agree? I hope you agree with me.
Okay, agree, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Kumar Swami. You know, I have to explain properly. I don't want to say something. Everything that we talk, I've told you, you have to be convinced that what is there is correct. Then only we have to move forward. Thank you, Kumar Swami. Next question, please.
Sanjay Das.
Sanjay Das.
Shivam Guruji,
Shivam Sanjay Das. Namaskar.
extremely gratitude to you and Hitkari ji because you had shared the 10 golden principles yesterday with which it is becoming very, very easier to understand. Because daily reading some books and not following one path, these 10 things helps us to keep, stick to our subject. So
I think it's a good idea. It was a
I
good
was
idea.
I was just learning those. Yesterday you told me to learn all those
Okay,
talash.
thank you so much. So please try. Let's try one by one. Come on, let us how much
Talash.
talash one.
First is talash.
Yes.
Second is Motut Sukta. I am not able to
Mumukshutva.
pronounce. Sarvanan,
Mumukshutva.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sarvanan, Sarvamanan, Manan, and Namos. What is that? I'm
Nidhi
forgetting that.
Dhyasana. Sravana, Manana, Nidhi Dhyasana.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the fourth one, Neti Neti,
Correct.
Tattvamasi.
Very good.
And the next one is what is that?
Sat,
Jagrat.
Sat Darshana.
Sat Darshana. Then yoga.
Yeah.
Satyam Shivam Sundaram, favorite one.
Very good. Yeah.
And then comes Satchitanand.
Satchidanand.
And the last one is this Jivan. Forgetting that.
Jivan Mukta.
Jivan.
Jivan Mukta.
Yeah.
So,
This 10
Sanjay Das,
yeah.
now let me give you one idea. Anytime you are driving and you're waiting in the signal and you're upset, signal is showing 29 seconds, 28 seconds, 27 seconds. What should you do in those 28 seconds? Do one reflection. Anytime you're waiting and you're impatient, somebody is wasting your time, what you should do? Just repeat like this. Talash, Mumukshutva,
Wow.
Pravana Manana Dididhyasana, Neti Neti, Tattvamasi, Sat Darshana, Yoga, Satyam Shivam Sundaram, Satchidanand, Jivan Mukti.
Badhiya.
You remind
Very nice.
like this, you keep on, just like, that's why I put in your fingertips. So
Yeah.
you remember it.
Then I remembered you have written the books on this Talash and Neti Neti, Tattvasami. Now I've understood why you have taken those as a topic, and just really wonderful.
So
Very
thank you.
mystical, sir. Blessed.
So I'm very happy that you have, with your bhakti, you have remembered and you brought out these 10 points. I forgot. See, my mind is so weak. I forgot. But you brought it out. I am grateful to you. And we must all work. Hitkariji gave us this idea. I don't see him today with the 10 keys. He told me yesterday. I am completely confused here, going there, reading this book, reading that book. I don't know what to do.
Same.
So if we follow these 10 keys, we will get there. Only 10 keys, not difficult. But these 10 keys will take us to that point. Thank you, Sanjay.
Thank you. Sure, sir.
Sure. Administrator.
Krishna Sharma.
Krishna Sharma, sir.
Shubham, sir.
Shubham, sir.
Sir, actually, I have two questions.
Yes.
The first one is in today's question. If achievement is more fun, then why chase enlightenment? Like that you have asked. But you have put a beautiful businessman's photo who is laughing and counting the money and putting an alarm on his table. So it is luring me. Why to trouble when the money is coming like that? If money is giving that much happiness, that is the ultimate game.
So it is a good observation. First of all, I do not select the images. The art department selects the images. But it's good if the images it triggered in your mind. See, Krishna Sharma, I was following achievement from 16 to 40. I was 16 years old to 40 years old. For 25 years, 18 hours a day, 7 days a week, I was making money and money and money and money. But I realized that money equals happiness is a wrong formula. I realized that there were a lot of things that were giving me happiness much more than money. So I'm explaining to you. I had in one hand, I had so much money, and in one hand, I had so little money. This hand with little money was giving me 10 times more happiness than this hand, which had so much money. So what did I do? I decided to stop making money, because the things that are not money oriented can give more contentment and fulfillment. And then my Guruji, he asked me to go on a talash. What did my Guruji do? Nothing more. One thing he did. He pushed me to go on a talash. Only one thing he said. Go on talash, go on talash, go on. If I can make people only go on talash, no, that's a great achievement. Because so many of his followers, nobody went on talash. They are all sitting and doing bhajanam and kirtanam and bhajanam and singing. What will happen only with bhajanam and kirtanam and singing? No, that is not the ultimate way to get God. Everybody is doing bhajanam. Lakhs of people are doing bhajanam. You on Astha channel and see how many swamis, how many gurus, how many devotees are going on doing bhajanam. in ignorance. So Krishna Sharma, to your point, we need little bit of money. I am not telling you that we should ignore achievement. No. In the journey, that's why I just finished writing a new book. That book is called The 4 Quarters of Life. I finished yesterday. In that book, what I talk about is the ashramas, the 4 ashramas: Brahmacharya, Grahastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyasi. So what we must do, we must also go through the Grahastha ashram. I'm not advising, I'm not telling everybody that you from Brahmacharya straight away become sannyasi. No, it is very difficult. That is very, very difficult. Somebody like Ramana Maharishi or Adi Shankara, rare cases can be like that. Normally, what we need to do, Krishna Sharma, we must taste achievement. Little bit we must taste, but we must not sink in that. If you sink in that, you know what will happen, Krishna Sharma? Can I give you an example? You will become like Vijay Mallya. What is the use? Vijay Mallya is like a chore. He's sitting in London like a chore. Then that fellow Mehul Chokshi and this fellow, this Siddhartha CCD, he committed suicide. He jumped in the river and killed himself. How many cases you want, Krishna Sharma? I can give you 100 cases.
Correct, agreed.
So you are going to second question, or should I elaborate further?
My second question is also, now you have answered it. My second question is, unless you are getting satisfied little bit in the physical world, in the mentally you will not get that kind of clarity. This physical world cannot help you out in enlightenment.
No, I completely agree with you. We cannot be very idealistic. We
Yes.
cannot be very idealistic and tell somebody, okay, you just like Mahatma Gandhi, you wear one dhoti and you go. No, that cannot come for
You
everybody.
cannot do it.
No, I'm agreeing with you. We need what is called roti, kapda, makan.
Yes.
Without roti, kapda, makan, it's very difficult to, it's very difficult to evolve on this path. So Krishna Sharma, what we must do, we must be conscious. We must not lose consciousness of the divine.
Yes.
That is very, very important. Because, if we lose it, Krishna Sharma, if only we lose this consciousness, suppose, don't mind me telling, you are on this as Ask Care every day. Suppose you lose it and you are gone. Some friends take you and you are drinking beer and whiskey and rum and you are having fun and you are gone for gambling and you're coming back is very difficult. Coming back on the spiritual path is very difficult.
10 more lives
So-
are required.
Huh?
10 more lives are required to come back to the same situation. 10 more lives are required
Oh.
to come back to the same
Oh, you are
situation.
right. We cannot say 10 lives or 100 lives.
100 lives.
It is-
We can't
that's
say.
why he calls samsara, this chakra of samsara is very dangerous.
Yes.
We have to be. And see, today, when we are following the gurus who are genuine gurus, and we are listening to Adi Shankara or Vivekananda, and you have a live case where I am experiencing Satchidanand. Why will I lie to you? What will I get? What is my selfishness? What
Yes.
will I get if Krishna Sharma follows this? What is my selfishness in this matter? So there is no selfishness. I am sincerely telling you, because I am sharing with you that Ananda. I see God all the time. I experience God all the time. I want you all to do that. I want you to feel that Satyam Shivam Sundaram. I want you to feel that. I want you to feel how God, I see God all the time. And I'm looking at you all, I can see God. I cannot see Sharma, I can only see Krishna. I told many times, I cannot see Sharma. I can only see Krishna.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Krishna.
Right.
Administrator, any more questions?
Last question, Gaurish.
Yes, Gaurish.
Sir, namaste.
Namaste, Gaurish.
Yeah, sir. So, like as you told that you have just stopped eating masala dosa. Yeah, but my question is, right now I'm living in city and there is a mall. There are lots of mall and I like to eat lots of fast food, junk food like KFC, McDonald's, Pizza Hut. Like, but I don't know how to stop it. Like how to stop that? Nothing. Stop eating that.
So who asked you to stop?
Though I
it?
think, but
Who asked you to stop it? I have not stopped eating dosa. I did not.
But sir, I got.
wait.
Okay.
I stopped craving for it.
Okay.
Craving means what? Craving means suppose you wake up in the morning. Suppose you wake up in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning, and you're having shower. And you're
Mhm.
having shower and you're saying McD, KFC, McD, KFC, French fries, KFC.
Same is happening with me, sir.
Huh? That's happening?
Yes, sir. I'm just
Then it's bad. That
addicted
means
to it. Yeah.
that
Every
means you
time.
are craving. No,
Yes, I'm
that is,
craving.
I was like that. So now I am not like that. Now if you bring masala dosa and keep in front of me, I will eat one dosa. But I am not mad about. So when you become crazy about McD, KFC, Taco Bell, all this,
Mhm.
then your attention goes away from God.
Yeah, sir.
Your attention, your desire must be liberation. You should not become a slave of your senses. What Sudeep started today, that means you are a slave of your tongue. Your tongue becomes like a snake. All the time your tongue is wanting pizza, margarita, pizza, cheese, caprese, buffalo. All the time you are thinking of cheese.
Yeah.
Then that's not good.
Mm.
So you enjoy, you eat it, but slowly by slowly, Gaurish, switch off your mind from being the body. You are not this body. You are the divine soul. If you become a slave of the body, then you cannot be the soul.
Yeah.
Unless you give up this craving of the body, then only you can be the divine soul.
Yes, sir.
So will you try from today onwards? You will try?
Yes, of course, sir. I'll try.
I'm not saying stop eating. I'm not
Yeah.
saying stop, but don't be a slave. Okay, let me tell you one story. I think Sudeep recommended this story. I think I don't know who told this story recently. So there was one man, he was crazy about gulab jamuns. He was crazy about gulab
Gulab
jamun. So what he did, just to eat gulab jamun, he was a young boy like you. He went and worked in the industry to carry building materials.
Okay.
So he was carrying the material on his head, and every day he was getting some coins, some that I don't in those days, many years ago. And with those coins, he was going and buying gulab jamun every day. So every day he will be working. In the night, he will go to gulab jamun shop and he will buy gulab jamun. Correct?
Yeah.
After about 3 months, what he saw, his hands had become like this. Carrying that material, his hands became like this. All his hands had broken cuts. That day, what he did, when he realized it, you know what he did? He went and he bought gulab jamuns, and then he took the gulab jamun one by one, and he said, if you are a slave of gulab jamun, you will lose your hands. He threw it. He took another gulab jamun. If you are a slave of gulab jamun, you will suffer. He threw it. One by one, he took all the gulab jamun and he threw it. He threw it. And from that day onwards, he stopped eating gulab jamuns. And his hands became good. He stopped working in that industry for making money for gulab jamun. My Guruji used to say this, jamun khayega to intha uthayega. Jamun khayega to intha uthayega. So that is what we have to avoid doing. And we have to. So I think today we went off to a good Q&A session. Thanks to Sudeep. Sudeep set the trend of the senses. And I think that was a good way. And then all of you, Kumar Swami, Krishna Sharma, Raj Kumar, and all of you asked some amazing questions right up to the end with Gaurish. And Bridget says, gulab jamun with maple syrup. Bridget, you can eat gulab jamun, but don't become a slave. Otherwise, if you become a slave, you will take gulab jamun to your grave. So please don't. I'm just joking. You can eat gulab jamun, but don't be a slave to it. So with that note, even Kumar Swami asked some interesting questions, and then all of you have participated in taking this discussion, Sanjay Das, into a new level with those 10 keys. I appreciate, and Let us continue this tomorrow at 8. I fold my hands, bow down to you, and I thank you.